Chris's Trip Report, Halloween Horror Nights creative director Charles Gray, and more on episode 321 of the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Hey, everybody out there in podcast land. Welcome back. My name is Chris, and I will be hosting for you guys today. And joining me, of course, is Lee.
We should be welcoming you back, Chris, not the other way around. Hello, everyone.
And his lovely counterpart, Tracey.
Hello. That was a bit more high-pitched than usual.
6 weeks, Chris. 6 weeks since you've been on.
It feels like an eternity, but I am fresh off the Universal breakfast bus, and I'm energized and ready to go.
I love that that's become a thing now.
It's going to be a
If
t-shirt.
you haven't done the breakfast bus, you haven't done Universal right. That's all I'm going to say.
I love how that's become a thing. It's awesome.
So I see you guys have been pretty busy since I've been gone.
A little bit.
You would not believe.
Yeah.
Last weekend, I recorded Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday.
Yes.
Busiest man in podcasts.
And Tracy joined me for two of those.
I did Monday, Tuesday.
And the fruits of our labour will be on later on, as you heard in the little intro there.
Yes, I am looking forward to that Charles Gray interview.
It was fun.
It was.
That's awesome.
It was.
Well, let's get down to the meat and potatoes here. Start off with some birthdays. Tracey?
Yes, we shall. So, we have 3 October birthdays. Well, we have 3 birthdays for this section of October, then,
yes.
I should say. We will start on the 11th of October. We have Sam Radden's birthday. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
And on the 15th of October, it's John Tyler's birthday. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
And finally, on the 19th of October, it is Willis Ward Jr.'s birthday. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday! You see how I tried to time mine in so me and Chris did it at the same time? Then?
Yeah, that's lovely. So I hope you have lovely birthdays, and send us some cake.
You keep asking, you're not getting.
I know. Better get some on my own birthday.
You will.
One day, guys.
He says you will. I don't normally.
No.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So happy birthday, guys. Now, we want to... actually, I'm going to go over some Hogsmeade coaster concept art that came out recently.
Yeah, I haven't actually put this in the show notes yet. I'm just going to put it in there. 'Cause I assume we've all seen it.
Yes.
Yes. And if you haven't, go online. It is awesome. It's all we get, but we get it. So Pottermore shared the first official concept art for the new coaster going into the Wizarding World of Harry Potter Hogsmeade at Universal Islands of Adventure, and it looks interesting to say the least. Head over to our Instagram or Facebook page to check it out if you haven't already.
That post on our Facebook page went crazy mad. Like anything Potter that you post on Instagram or Facebook goes mental. I think it's been seen by like 8,000 people at this point. And then the one we posted, Chris, our Instagram helper, posted one of the actual construction of whatever that building is in the background there that no one seems to know.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Whatever that
it looks
building
like
is
Hagrid's hut.
No, that
The big
stone
one.
building in the back of
Oh,
that
the stone
concept.
one. Okay, I thought you meant like the crossbeam wood one.
No, that. So there's that. The piece of track comes out of that building, and I posted a picture of that Chris took half build.
Yes.
And that went crazy mental, but no one knows what it is.
A lot of theories.
I said
Yeah.
Shrieking Shack maybe, but
Seems a bit big for that.
seems a bit stone ruiny for that.
Yeah. Shacks, isn't that usually wooden?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. We'll see. I mean, even the poster. I mean, I got yelled at for calling it a what is it? A pixie?
You put a purple fairy.
Purple fairy. Yeah.
It's a freshly caught Cornish pixie.
It did look a bit purple. And they are blue.
They still haven't given us a lot. We still haven't got a name.
No, I mean, this is what they're good at doing, right? Just teasing you and making you want some more. And like, here's a piece of concept art, and we're not going to tell you anything else.
Anything.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
if you
it's a great game, though. I love this whole little journey to something new. So
Well, that's it. We're having fun in the Producers Club at the moment. I've challenged everyone to try and guess the title of the ride. And there's people taking it seriously, and there's people that aren't. And it's quite interesting.
Yeah, we have a couple funny ones in there.
But I know Alicia posted on her Theme Park Stop Facebook page an updated version of the... there's an aerial photo that Bio Reconstruct took, and she sort of overlaid over the top with the track layout. And that in the bottom corner, sort of down by the Hogwarts Express queue, is definitely Hagrid's hut, which makes me ask the question, are they going to get rid of Hagrid's hut as part of the Flight of the Hippogriff, I wonder?
Ooh.
It wouldn't make a lot of thematical sense to have Hagrid's hut twice.
No, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, that was the one that was kind of in the queue, right? Or the line to get into Dragon Challenge.
It's kind of to the right. If you stood in where the entrance to Dragon Challenge was, it's kind of to the right of that, up against that sort of side wall. Mm-hmm. We posted a video that Chris took on the Instagram as well, of kind of that side round. It's got to be Hagrid's hut.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll most likely knock down that other one then, because I mean, especially with how strict they are on making sure everything is in line.
I don't know. I don't think JK's as strict on everything as she was when Hogsmeade first opened. So, but at least I would like to see it. At least make sure it keeps some sort of continuity with everything. Mm-hmm. Tracy, you're pulling stupid faces.
I'm just really studying. I've blown this picture up.
Right.
And looking at this stone building, it actually looks... I know it's not, because it's not in the realms of the universe. It looks very church ruin.
I can't think of anything.
Ruin, because it's got the right lines for it. It's got this big arched window that looks like an old stained glass window that's broken down.
Now, I can't think of anything in Hogsmeade that fits that bill.
No.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll find out.
Something new. Yeah. They add into the storylines, I guess.
Yeah. But
it's fun to speculate.
Excited.
Very much so.
Just wish they'd give us something more official.
Yeah. Well, I guess their game is working on baiting us and wanting us to get some more info, right?
Exactly. We're all talking about it.
Yep,
right.
This is true.
Cool.
Very true.
Yep.
So let's move on over to a clip with Seth with Little Things.
Hi, this is Seth Kabursky from the Unofficial Guides, and I'm back with another look at all the little things that are new around the Universal Orlando Resort. Let's start in Islands of Adventure, where Spider-Man has gotten a very subtle upgrade. Immediately after your ride vehicle gets shot by Doc Octopus's anti-gravity gun, you see projections of windows going down, which makes it feel like your vehicle is levitating. Well, now those windows have moving silhouettes of people in them. If you look to your left-hand side, you'll see a family with a mother holding up a baby just before you leave the scene. It's a very tiny change, but it's good to see that Universal is still adding things to what is already one of the world's best rides. In other Marvel Superhero Island news, the Mobile Express ordering system for quick service dining that I recently reported about at Burger Digs is now also available at Captain America Diner. And if you're hungry after that hamburger, swing by Confisco's, which has started serving a dessert called the Brookie Berry Treasure, which is a cookie inside a brownie topped with an ice cream sundae.
Ooh.
And the Tyrannosaurus Rex animatronic at the end of the Jurassic Park River Adventure, which had been removed for maintenance, is back in action, though Tiffany, as she is affectionately known, does not quite have her full range of motion as of right now. Hopping over to the Universal Studios Florida side, I've got some Halloween Horror Nights notes. The art print by Shelby Denham that I mentioned in the last report has now sold out, but you can find some of her artwork hidden among the windows around the park. And if you go into the Halloween Horror Nights tribute store next to the Revenge of the Mummy ride, be sure to check out the hazmat suit from Stranger Things. The helmet was actually used in the making of the show. And for the first time, Universal has started selling half-night RIP tours of Halloween Horror Nights, which include visits to 5 of the 10 houses. The price is about half of the regular RIP tour price and only a little bit more than express passes for the night. So if you can use Stay and Scream or otherwise arrive early and knock out half of the houses with little wait at the beginning of the event, this could be a great way to skip the lines at the other houses, including Stranger Things. Before we leave Universal Studios Florida, this could just be new to me, but Guido's, the gelato window outside of Louis' Pizza restaurant in New York, has started serving garlic knots. I'd love to tell you how they taste, but there was such a long line that I couldn't get one. But they are only available at the window and not inside the restaurant. Finally, last time I mentioned a 10% discount on food and alcohol at the Aventura hotels, restaurants, and bars. I have new reports coming in that the discount for alcohol has been discontinued. I've not verified it yet in person. I will be sure to go over there and get a drink as soon as possible to confirm. But for now, don't count on getting a discount on alcohol anymore at Aventura. Okay, that's all for now. I'll be back in a couple weeks. Until then, this is Seth Kabursky from the Unofficial Guides, Touring Plans, Orlando Weekly, and Attractions Magazine, keeping an eye out for all the little things around Universal Orlando for you.
Right, I have to ask, should it be Dr. Octopuses or should it be Dr. Octopi?
Octopi is actually, as far as I believe, octopi is incorrect.
What?
It's octopuses.
Since
The
when?
plural of octopus is octopuses.
Okay.
Have a look.
I haven't searched that recently, but I'll agree with you.
Thank you.
That's a cool upgrade, that, though. I love when
Yeah, I
even
like
just a
stuff like
little
that.
thing, just to
Yes.
A
make
little
it
thing.
feel more realistic.
Yes.
Islands of
Yeah.
Adventure needs more.
Yes. And garlic knots?
I
Yes,
was about
please.
to say how excited I am about that.
I assume it's just like a bread
It's-
knot.
You know, like garlic
Like garlic
dough
bread.
balls that we get.
Yeah.
It's like that's just,
Yes.
it's just, yeah, looped and pushed through.
Yeah. I mean, anything with garlic, I'll take.
Yeah.
I was a bit worried because I thought he was going to say garlic ice cream.
Oh,
And I was kind of like, maybe not.
That Brockenberry treasure thing or whatever it was in Confisco sounds good. A cookie inside a brownie, yes please. Topped with an
No.
ice cream sundae.
No.
Yeah.
No, remember when I made them and it was cookie, brownie, and then cake?
He didn't say layered, he said
No,
a
no.
cookie inside a
Yeah,
brownie.
well, that's how you do it. It all ends
Brookie.
up in,
A brookie.
yeah, because I made it with a cake topping. I think we all nearly died of heart attacks. They were amazing.
yeah. No, I'm glad they added that because, I mean, we don't have enough like sugary
No.
sweets
Oh,
at
no.
the park.
It's
Yeah.
You know, we all need something to keep us going.
Yeah.
You know, make sure those kids have enough energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
you need
interested-
something to keep you on in between voodoo donuts in the morning and then,
Voodoo donuts on a night. I'm interested to see how those half RIP tours work.
Yeah.
I mean, is it like, I'll have to ask Seth, because I assume it would be the way he was talking, like you said, you could go and do Stay and Scream, knock out all the sort of lesser weights early on, and then do the RIP tour. So I'm assuming they must start it from a specific time on a night. I can't get my head round how that would work.
We're looking maybe 11 o'clock or something like that.
It'd be more like, Chris, what
Or
time's Horror
midnight.
Nights start? 6:30.
6.
Or
Well,
at 10 o'clock.
I think the early for like Stay and Scream and I know like on-site guests also get early access. I think it's like 6 o'clock. And then the actual entrance is 6:30. So could be off by half an hour or so, but
Yeah, be looking about 9:30, 10 o'clock
Yeah.
then. What's it? Because it's they're all 1 and 2 finishes this year, aren't they?
yeah, maybe they're doing it on just the 2 o'clock nights.
Maybe.
Because I mean, to do it on 1 o'clock, that'd be kind of rough to do a half night there.
Yeah, I'll have to ask him because I can't get my head round how that would work. Because it makes more sense for it to start like at say 6 and then stop halfway through the night rather than starting it later and ending later.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll have to
Yeah.
get in touch with them and find out how that works, because I can't wrap my head around it.
The other thing I found out this year, and I don't know if they've been doing this previous years, but they also offer half night express passes
Yes.
for Horror Nights. So that was something I was not aware of.
Who was it got one the other night? Maddie, I want to say Maddie, who writes our Williams of Hollywood blog. I'm sure she got one not that long ago, and they're relatively, for express, they're relatively inexpensive.
Yeah. I think I read about this on the pass holder page, and I think it's just half the price of whatever an express pass would be.
But
So
I mean,
it's kind of cool.
it seems to be for the vast majority of nights, barring I think one Wednesday, that it's heaving most nights.
Yeah. I will say, well, let us, I guess, talk about my trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect segue.
Right? But yeah, we went up for about 5 days, I think it was in total. And to be honest, I mean, the trip was like a dedicated Horror Nights trip.
Yeah.
So we were there. We had the Rush of Fear passes, and we were there every night, even the night that we drove up there, because we drove up late on a Thursday after work. We got there, and we weren't going to go to the parks that night, but then we were like, hey, do you just want to drive there? We're only going to have like 2 hours in the park, but it's Horror Nights, whatever. So we said, yeah, let's do it. We parked there, and I think we got in like around 10:30 at nighttime, and that night they closed at 1. So realistically, we had 2.5 hours in there, and we were shocked at how much we were able to accomplish that Thursday night that we didn't even plan to do.
Really?
We got, I know we got 4 houses, if not 5, done that night,
Wow.
and Academy of Villains.
Okay.
So it just kind of worked out fantastically for us. A lot of the houses, obviously towards the end of the night, the houses do drop down in times. And this is a Thursday night, so it's going to be even less than what it would be on a Saturday or a Friday. And yeah, we were able to knock out, a few houses in there, catch an Academy of Villains show, and still have the rest of our trip to really take our time, go slowly through everything and enjoy it. So that was interesting for us. So, if you have the opportunity to go out during a weekday, do it, because it's a little bit less than the weekends, and I can vouch for.
Yeah.
On the other nights that we went.
Yeah. So I must admit, when we came over in 2015, we landed on the Saturday, and it was a Horror Nights night that Saturday. And I was tempted just to go in, not necessarily do any of the houses, just to have a wander around, basically take in the atmosphere, literally do a circle of the park and come out.
I think if we hadn't had the kids, we maybe would have done it.
Yeah, because we had the tickets for it. It was not like it would have cost us
I know.
anything.
And it's fun just to do that, just to even go around and seeing the scare actors and grabbing, a bunch of different foods, because they did have a lot of foods this year, as we covered earlier on in the shows. So it's just a fun time walking around there, even if you don't do any houses. And
Exactly.
if you get lucky, I mean, there's just weird variations in times, because even on the other nights that we went, there were some houses that would just drop in time for no reason, and then 30 minutes later they're back up another hour plus. So it's kind of playing the watching game on the app. The app does a really good job at tracking all of the houses. So definitely keep an eye on that while you're going to the park, and kind of plan around that too.
I think there's always one house that generally has less of weights than everything. I know, again, when we came over, Run, Blood, Sweat and Fears, which honestly was one of my favourite houses. The third night, the last night we did it, it was a walk in. So we went in, come out, went back in. We probably could have done it another half a dozen times.
We did like that one.
Yeah.
So there's always
you're
one.
right.
And even the worst
there's-
house is still worth going through, let's be honest.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. And to kind of go on the opposite of that, right? There's always that one house that is unlimited amount of time to get inside. And that would have been your Stranger Things this year.
Yes. Everyone
Stranger
expected
Things.
Yeah.
Yes, because you had all these people coming into Horror Nights that don't even like horror just to come see this house. And
Yeah.
I will say that was in my top 3.
Awesome.
The Stranger Things house was a surprisingly better house than I thought it would be. I knew it'd be good. I knew they'd be able to make it look very similar.
Yes.
But they also added enough scare element in there to not just feel like I'm walking through the sets. I think they did a really good job on this house. You know, even the actors. There was one part inside the house when you're going through the forest, and you see Dustin, and I promise you, I saw this actor, right? I thought it was Dustin. Like it did such a good job with the hair. He had his hat on, and he's on the walkie-talkie, and I had to do a double take. Like I did the house, and I'm looking back at Alexa the whole time, and I'm like, that's not him, right? Like that's an actor working here, and we're like, yeah, that's not him. But they did such a good job on that house, and honestly, it was a knockout house.
I think the good thing as well, Chris, is you'll be able to vouch for this. A lot of the complaints of The Walking Dead weren't necessarily that the houses were bad. It's that none of the characters that were in it, the people knew.
Yes.
Yeah.
And at
Absolutely.
least with like American Horror Story, and then now with Stranger Things, that people, they're fantastic houses as well, but you're also getting to see the characters that are part of the shows or the shows that you know.
Yeah.
I don't understand why The Walking Dead didn't let them.
It's a bit weird.
It is weird, but let me tell you, these guys hit the characters of the movies really, really good. Like even the ones inside the house, and you have Harper, right? That's the office.
Hopper.
Yeah.
Hopper, yeah. He was really cool. And they even had like a scene, like, you know, they did the whole first season, so you have them inside their hazmat suits. That was really cool, the way, you know, that was all set up. You go through the upside down. They did a phenomenal job at making you feel like you are in the upside down. So
Chris, you're killing me.
I'm sorry. I'm talking so much about this house because it was just such a good time. Like it was a great house. And to give you an idea of how long, you know, you had to time this house when you went to it, because we had the annual pass holder early entry thing that we signed up for a couple months back, right? So we've done that, I think, 2 years now, and that's just kind of the route that we take. We got in there. I mean, we're there right when it opens. We're going through, and they just kind of they shoot you all the way to the back of the park because they only open up like 2 houses. We went and did that one. None of the other ones are open till a specific time. We come out of one of the houses and we're asking like, hey, is Stranger Things open yet? They had just opened up the house, and it was already at, I think, 90-minute wait.
Wow.
Which I don't understand. And then one of the team members working there said basically everybody staying at that Stay and Scream up in the front just goes directly to that. So everybody just rushes to that, and it just jacks the time up. So yeah, save that for your first or last house. It's a killer over there.
Or you buy an RIP tour and you just go, right, when there are tour guides like that, right, guys, how do you want to play tonight? Just go, we just want to go through Stranger Things as many times as we can.
And over, yes.
And that is the ideal way to do it. You could. Let's just spend the first hour going through Stranger Things and the last hour going through Stranger Things, and then we'll just fit everything else in the middle.
Oh, my sensibility is, let's wait until the line keeps peaking at these really ridiculous times, and then we'll just walk past everybody and just wave. Even the express pass. Bye, we're going straight in.
Yeah.
Oh, man, Chris, wait till you do an RIP tour, because that feeling when you walk past everybody.
It's a little embarrassing, actually.
It's not. It's awesome.
I saw them do it to me, so I'm like, yeah, next year I will have you.
It is so good.
I tell you what, this had better be repeated next year.
I think, Chris, you're raving about this house so much. They've got to do season 2 now.
Oh, I think they have to, and they have. I mean, from the feedback they've been getting this year, and you know, the lines tell you one story as well. I think they're going to do season 2, and they have some really cool things they can build off of that season. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it.
I think the only question is whether they do it next year or kind of leave it a year.
Yeah, let's repeat season 1 next year. And then do season 2 the year after. That works for me.
You've got to look that
I get to do both.
28 years of Halloween Horror Nights, I think they've only ever done the same house twice, right? I think they've done People Under the Stairs more than once. And then obviously American Werewolf in London.
Yeah.
So the other ones that were really stood out for me, Dead Exposure was great. I think that was the scariest quote unquote house that they had there. Again, creative just did a phenomenal job at knocking this house out the park, and everybody kind of had the same consensus on that there when you would ask around, you know, because we talked to team members and like, hey, you know, which houses do you recommend? What do you like? What's this? And a lot of people said the same thing from, you know, the feedback that we got. So Dead Exposure was good. It's a really good house. And the other two that, and I'm just kind of listing some top ones for me, right?
Oh, yeah.
The other two that did it, and they're kind of a tie for me, was Scary Tales and Slaughter Cinema.
Oh.
I am shocked, Chris, that there's one you have not mentioned, which seems to be a lot of people's favourites.
Which one would that be?
Poltergeist.
That one was a good one. I'm not going to lie. They did a great job at setting it up. You feel like you're going through the movie. Really good house. But for me, I'm more of the original houses because I like to see that creative aspect there. So it's weird for me to even list Stranger Things. But they did such a cool job on that one, and I'm such a huge fan of that. I had to list it there. But these guys with Scary Tales, the entrance of that one alone kind of reminded me of like the grand entrance type of the one from last year, the New Orleans
Dead Waters.
Dead Waters, yeah. It had that same feeling in there. They had a witch that was like suspended, and she would kind of like fly over you, and it was just such a grand, cool entrance. And then you saw all these fairy tale creatures and everything, but in a very sadistic way. One of my favorite things there was, and I didn't pick this up until like the second walkthrough on this house, is you get into, you know, each room is kind of like this different fairy tale. Then there was this one that has Rapunzel, right? Rapunzel's the one that lets her hair down.
Yeah.
The really long hair. So she's in there and she was just crying and screaming. You see her come out of, you catch it right, and she has like, she's a little bloodied and her hair is cut off, right? And I was like, oh, okay, well, you know, they cut her hair off, whatever. The second time I go around, I realized the room that I'm entering, I thought there were spider webs everywhere. No, they used her hair all inside the room to like hang up things.
Oh,
so they like, it's this really sadistic fairy tale thing in there going on. But when you finally get it and you realize like, oh wow, this is really cool. So I think they did a really good job at like setting up even the scenes around, not just the scare pop, you know, at you kind of things.
Yeah.
And Slaughter Cinema was just this, for me, it was a comedy house. Like it was so much fun because it was just like all these different movies, and each room is a different movie you're walking into. You feel like you're in a movie theater. You know, they got the popcorn smell in the front because you're like walking into the snack shop. And it was just like a funny thing. Like it was just Universal's way of making jokes on each of these horror type movies that are, you know, from the 80s and just kind of putting it there in front of you. So those two are kind of tied in my books there.
I know Dead Exposure, you say how good it was. I think you only have to look at Darren. Darren, it was way, way down on his list of expected houses because he wasn't a fan of the first one. He said the original Dead Exposure was pretty meh. Yeah. And then came out of that and he was like, oh my God, that was amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, those are the houses. Again, I think they did a good all-around job on the houses. You know, some of my lesser favorite ones, I guess, if I had to be on the list, is the Blumhouse. Not that I don't like the Blumhouse films or anything like that. It just, these other ones were so much better, in my opinion, that it just kind of puts it down on the list there. And the Seeds of Extinction one, kind of, it was not bad. But again, these other ones I think were a little bit more intricate, you know. And Trick or Treat, that was also another surprise. It was better than I thought it would be. Okay. I didn't know how it would be a house, but they did a pretty good job at it. And they still had the little vomiting guy from the Scare Zone inside the house this year, so that was awesome.
What about the Scare Zones, Chris?
Scare Zones, Vamp 85 was, I think, one of the funnest Scare Zones that they've had in years.
Gutted.
It was just a giant party on the streets, and every 50 minutes, there was twice every 50 minutes, they just do the ball drop.
Awesome.
And they have all these scare actors in the streets, but it felt more like a party. Like it was a fun time. And I even got like a little glimpse of like happiness because right before they do the ball drop, they have a group of vampire dancers come up and do like a little dance scene. So it was a page right out of Bill and Ted for me, like when they do the little dance thing at the end. So I was happy to see that. But again, that was a lot of fun. Killer Clowns was nothing elaborate or crazy. Like it was a weird zone in the sense that it was just the Killer Clowns. They don't really do any crazy pop outs, and there's nothing extra in there that would, you know, be excessive details, but it was just fun to see them. Like you see these guys walking around. It was just a really great zone, a huge picture zone too. Yeah. Everybody was taking selfies there.
It does look awesome. I know the guys who made the movie were there this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that picture on Mike Aiello's page, right?
Yeah, we will see. We will see. There's a couple of friend requests went in this weekend and were accepted. Let's just see where that plays out.
Yeah.
I'd love to see it as a house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it would
maybe
work
they do
quite
it.
well.
We'll see.
Yeah.
The other one I got to mention is this one was kind of on the bottom of my list, and it came up to the top. Was the Chucky Scare Zone?
Ah,
I thought, it was just going to be like, Chucky dolls or whatever around. There was actually none that I could see. They had like a live action Chucky that was doing, he'd interact with the crowd and all that. And he would make fun of you and yada, yada. But the cool thing for me was more of a nostalgic feel because they had all these, little floats. And each one was like an 80s toy.
Yeah.
Like they had Operation out there.
Oh, which is
So
so
that looked
cool.
amazing.
That was great. They had monkeys in a barrel.
Oh, wow.
Which that one of the monkeys got me really good because I wanted to take a cool picture of it. And if you line up like perfectly for the picture, you don't realize it, but there's a hose facing you. And the monkey kind of like directed me and I'm moving. And then he just jams the hose on and just drenches me waist down.
Oh,
I
my
was
goodness.
cracking up. I was like, yeah, that
Never
was
trust a monkey.
that was a great scare zone though. I really enjoyed that one.
They all look
was that in
pretty
Hollywood?
good. No,
That
New
was-
York.
That was New York.
No, sorry, Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was Hollywood.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
Right
'cause
where the
it-
Terminator was.
Yeah, because they
Yeah.
tend to do that kind of midway type thing, don't they?
Mhm.
Along there. 'Cause that's where the
Icon Alley
Icon Alley was. Yeah, it's a perfect spot for it.
But yeah. The other thing, Academy of Villains, these guys, I saw them a couple times, and I'm a huge fan of the show, so just want to go into saying that they came out tons of energy. They from a dancing perspective, all that they killed it. The only gripe that I had, it wasn't really their fault, right? It was, and I've been saying this since before even watching it, is they're in this huge auditorium now. You lose a little bit of that intimacy that you had with them before standing on the streets. And it even feels like that a little bit more if the auditorium isn't filled, it feels weird. So when we were there that Thursday night, again, it wasn't as packed. We were seeing the last show of the night. It was maybe at a third capacity. And so it felt kind of empty. And there was areas that you should have people at because the stage kind of breaks out into three into the audience. And so that was missing. It felt kind of weird. But we did see him a couple more times. We saw him on completely packed out show nights and we enjoyed the show. Me and Darren talked about this offline for a little bit, but he recommended to me, which we did, and it worked. Try to sit low, try to sit towards the center because there are some aspects of the show that you need to see kind of head on.
Yes.
And you lose. The other big thing is, if you sit too high, you kind of lose that eye level to the feet and the movements that go into something.
Yeah.
So it doesn't play properly all the way up high. But aside from that, I mean, they had pyro, they had laser lights, they had an entire stage built out that I've never even seen them build this for Bill and Ted. So they really went all in with them. They had, big show going on.
You can understand why they put it in there with not having Bill and Ted. Why, let's take
Well,
people
this-
off the
yeah.
streets a little bit and create a bit more space over between sort of Hollywood and the Central Park area and stick it in there. It makes more sense.
It does. It really does make sense. The only thing I hope that Universal does, because obviously this is their first year doing it in there, so
Yeah.
they're going to learn a lot of things
Yes.
that they need to improve on. Maybe, figuring out some ways to add elements, maybe stages that are a little bit higher or elevated so that you have multiple levels of dancers so you can kind of appreciate the footwork, appreciate the, movements going into that. It really helps out because it goes along with the music. But again, Academy of Villains came out. They really killed it, and I hope Universal just keeps on improving on what they already bring to the table.
It seems to be something that the Horror Nights fans have really, really embraced, and I think it's safe to say they're going to be there for a few years to come.
I would say so.
Yeah. They definitely have. I mean, I've looked up some of their stuff online, and they're not just like a dance group; they're trying to be like an entertainment group. So
Yeah.
that's kind of the direction they're going. And I think it fits perfectly with a Universal themed event or even Horror Nights. So
Cool.
it's good seeing them. Yeah, it's good. And it was just sad not having Bill and Ted. I have to add
Yeah.
that in there because That was a big piece of Horror Nights for me. It felt weird without them there, but it was still a good overall event. So, but we'll have to hear your review next year. All right.
Oh God, if it's anything like the one we did after 25, I think Darren, Tracy, and it took us an hour and 3/4 just to get through the houses before we even started on the scare zones, because I came back on this real Horror Night high.
Yeah.
Because 25, man, it was amazing.
Oh, it was so good.
That was one of the best, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I've heard that this year is on a par with. Do you agree with that, Chris?
With 25?
Yes.
Close to it. It's close to it. It's definitely as good, if not better, than last year's. I really enjoyed last year's, to be honest with you. It's up there. Just 25 holds such a high standard for me.
Yeah.
That to say something is as good would be very difficult, but it's close to it. Like I said, we enjoyed ourselves. We had a really good time going over there. We had multiple run throughs through some of the houses that we just wanted to see again because it was that good. And again, the scare zones, they did a really good job this year.
Excellent.
At these scare zones. Yeah. And speaking of wet pants, the other fun thing was
I don't want to know.
of Carnival Graveyard, they had the little activated buttons.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I forgot what they call them. And that was, if you find it, just hit it multiple times, you're going to soak the person in front of you. It's hilarious. It really is not a cool move, but just do it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
And last about that trip, but I can't not mention this, was the little mini producers club meetup that happened over there.
Very jealous.
So awesome.
Shout out to Michelle for just kind of reaching out to everybody and just going, hey, let's meet up. Let's do it, little get together there. And we went and, met some other fellow producers. Holly was out there. Matthew, Chris Rook was out there.
Yeah.
He was having way too much fun because his voice was gone.
I heard, yeah.
Me. He's like, I'm sorry, it's the last day. I go, no, you got your money's worth. You got your money's worth.
I know John Tyler was there as well, and Michelle was trying to message him, but he wasn't getting any of his messages, so he missed it.
No, it was so cool to meet, other producers out there. And we jumped on the Mummy. You saw the picture. And then had like a picture in front of Vamp 85. And we were there maybe 30 minutes, 45 minutes. And we just had a blast. Like we were just all just hanging out, talking. Holly even left her husband behind and I was hanging out with him. Tell Rich I'll hang out with him next time too. It's okay. So yeah, it was a great time. We all had a really cool time doing that. So that kind of made you look forward to next year's kind of Weekend of Nerds, where it's just going to be a bigger group. It's just going to be madness. I'll tell you that much, in a good way.
It's
I can imagine.
And then there's going to be me and Lee there as well. You talk about madness now.
Oh, God. No kids, and now I drink.
Madness times
crap.
2.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Cool. I'm glad you had a good time.
that was everything. It's good. It's a good
Awesome.
trip. Yeah. So, Tracy, why don't you tell everybody about some really special offer coming up or that is around that I apparently missed out on, but tell them.
I will do.
Yeah, this is pretty awesome, actually.
It's great.
It's about the annual passes. So Universal have announced that guests can receive up to an additional 6 months on annual passes bought and activated by April the 4th, 2019. Good job it didn't say April the 1st, because I wouldn't have believed it. So if you purchase the preferred or premier passes, you'll receive 6 months extra. But if you purchase the seasonal or power passes, you'll only receive 3 months extra free, which is still extra free.
Oh, yeah.
That's great. So these deals are also available for current annual pass holders who are looking to review. This is brilliant.
Review?
Renew. They can review.
Review our passes and come get them for free.
Yeah.
That's 18 months for the price of a normal year is really, really good.
I think someone did the math in the pass holder page, and that if you divide it into the months, what you're paying, it's the same price as a Florida resident pass holder renewal, I think, which is amazing.
This could work out well for us.
Oh, Christ, it
maybe.
could.
It could just depend. I need to look into the logistics of it, but it could cover our trip next year and the one the year after. That could be worth looking into.
Yeah. It's a great deal. I can't believe they put 6 months and let you do it all the way out until April. That's amazing.
Interesting.
It's good. good. You know, like you
Yeah.
say, a lot of people complain about Disney, nickel and diming
Yeah.
their annual pass holders now, and Universal really seems to be giving their annual pass holders a reason to have annual passes.
Yeah.
You know, with the daft little meetups they're doing around the parks now. I know Hunter used to be on the show, who was doing the Grim Grinning Horse podcast. Now he went to go out for the annual pass holder. They did a Halloween Horror Nights Q&A with Laura Sauls and Mike Aiello and someone else who I missed. I'm not quite sure who that was. Sorry who that was. And, you know, things they don't have to do, but they are.
Yeah.
Good time to be a pass holder.
I would love to be
It
a
really
pass
is.
holder. Would love to be able to go regular enough to have an annual pass.
True.
I can buy you an annual pass anywhere, you know, but
It would
be
defeat
a
it. It'd just make me
decoration.
cry even more that I've got one and I can't use it.
Well, for those of you looking to come out to the parks, why don't you listen to a little ad from Mouse and Muggle?
Have you taken a stroll down Diagon Alley and visited Gringotts Bank? Grabbed a butterbeer and the 3 broomsticks after a long day touring Hogwarts Castle? No? Then what are you waiting for? Let our team of experts help make your dream a reality. At Mouse and Muggle Travel Company, we specialize in all things Universal Resort and promise to do our very best to put together a vacation package that fits your needs, wants, and budget. We specialize in Disney destinations as well. So if you're ready to get started planning your next family vacation, let Mouse and Muggle Travel Company do all the hard work for you. Just visit us at mouseandmuggle.com to fill out a no-obligation quote request or send an email to info@mouseandmuggle.com. And remember, whether you're a mouse or a muggle, Mouse and Muggle Travel Company can help make your next vacation simply magical.
All right, welcome back. All right, so Lee and Tracey, you guys had the opportunity to sit down with Charles Gray, one of the creative directors for Halloween Horror Nights, and discuss Horror Nights 28, right?
We did. I hate getting to talk about something I'm not going to. Actually, I don't hate. I really enjoyed it. Charles
Yeah.
is
Yes.
such a great guy.
so good.
Well, let's go over to that interview now.
Right, everyone, Halloween Horror Nights 28 is in full swing, and as we try to do every year, we try and get an interview with one of the creative team, and we would like to welcome back, as we had him on last year, the one, the only, Mr. Charles Gray. Hey, Charles.
How you doing?
Good, it's glad to have you
Yeah.
back on,
Glad to be here.
even though we're not getting to experience it. I know from last year, actually, you killed me last year because I was excited anyway, but then talking about Scarecrow the Reaper, I was just like, oh man, I need to go so badly.
I can be a little cruel sometimes.
I think that comes with the job, doesn't it?
Exactly. Cool, right. So, Charles, we've got a lot to talk about because this year's event is huge. Obviously, this year, the 28th year of Halloween Horror Night, obviously bigger and better than every year you try and push the boundaries of it. So what can guests expect this year that they haven't seen before?
Well, we have more haunted houses than we've ever had before. We have 10, so there's a lot of things to experience, a lot of different content. It's varied. There's something for everybody, most definitely. This year we have a lot of the intellectual properties actually in the scare zones in the streets, which has been a huge success also with the Revenge of Chucky, but also the Killer Clowns, which, for the fans of the Killer Clowns, this is a huge, huge thing. They're just hanging out in the street,
Yes.
hanging with those clowns, and then there's also the guests who maybe never even heard of Killer Clowns, and they're loving it too, and they're going back to watch the film. So I'm really proud of our show direction team from the streets this year. They've really created some amazing content.
It does. Killer Clowns. I honestly watched it for the first time about 3 weeks ago, and it's cheesy as all hell, but that scare zone looks amazing. It captures it so well.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I said, there's different types of scares and horror content out there, and that is we as horror fans we kind of have that love for the cheese sometimes, and that really captures it out there. And the same with our house Slaughter Cinema, which is not as much the cheese factor, but kind of that B grindhouse films that we've recreated our own. We've created our own content for that.
And everyone's clamoring for posters of those movies. I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you walk through the house too, you approach it, and there's a drive-in movie theater, and you approach it, and we created trailers for each
they're awesome.
of the scenes and films, and then along with that too, we've created I can say it now, but last year we had Scarecrow the Reaping, and we had Hive, right next to it. And so we created trailers for those houses for those returning fans, which you're not.
Oh, rub it in.
They're
I
NBA
don't know.
but trailers for those pretend films, like what if Scarecrow the Reaping was a film, so that was a lot of fun.
Oh, that is awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Now, you just mentioned there's extra houses, got 10 houses. Did that give the team a bit more room to play? Was bringing an extra house to the event a blessing or a curse?
I think it was a blessing because Patrick Braillard, who's the other show director, we split the houses this year 5 and 5, and so we were able to give a lot of extra love to these houses. In fact, I even had some time to write some music with one of our sound guys here, Anthony Smith. We wrote some original music for Carnival Graveyard and for the Chainsaw group that roams around too. So 2 original songs just for the event. And that was a lot of fun.
No, the music for Halloween Horror Nights is such an ingrained thing. It's funny, actually. I've totally nerded out for the last few weeks because I didn't even realise that you guys had, or people have put together unofficial Spotify playlists of the music from Halloween Horror Nights, and I went back and I have been incessantly listening to the music from Asylum in Wonderland 3D from 25.
That was my favourite.
I can't stop listening to it. It's awesome.
It is. That is one of my favorite things. Is the audio design.
Yes.
There's so many different facets, but that's one that I really enjoy, and so that's a lot of fun, that music selection process, because I try to find things that maybe no one's ever heard before, or, so that's always fun. Seeds of Extinction is a great example of that. I think the music in there, and I could be a little wrong, but it's very difficult to find because I believe it's like 1950s to 1960s Danish electronic experimentation music.
Wow.
I don't remember the exact term for it, but it's this weird, rare, where they just found, it's not even theremin, it's not melodic, it's just these weird beeps and different noises. But we put that in Seeds of Extinction, and I got to tell you, it just creates the coolest bed of sounds, along with the creaking and pulling and snapping of vines and roots, and it's a really neat mix in there.
It's just making me sauce.
I know. I can be packed in 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'm sure. So you mentioned there, obviously, this year's, it's a 50-50 split between the IPs and the originals. Obviously got Stranger Things and Halloween 4, Trick or Treat, Poltergeist, and Blumhouse returning this year. Charles, was there one of those houses that you were more excited to work on than any of the others? And going off that as well, was the one that provided you a bigger challenge?
It would probably be the same house. I was scared, actually, to work on Poltergeist.
Really?
Just because, I was like, well, what are we going to do? That's a house of ghosts, and how do you create the feeling of dread with ghosts in a house? And that was a challenge. But I think we did a great job. The house is rating very high. We had a great time, and I walked through with those original media night guests, and people are just, practically falling to the floor screaming, and is just so much fun. But we had a lot of a great effects team to work with that really put together a lot of, you feel the ghosts moving by, you feel as you, the movement of air as you're moving into the light. We have these cool lighting elements that look just like the movie when you come into the bedroom and you see the light pouring from the closet, and the way the shadows are cast on the wall looks just like the film. It's really an exciting moment.
I think I've heard a lot of people, the one thing that's kind of really jumped out at people and caught people's imagination is the way you enter the house through the swimming pool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's actually kind of a funny story, because Manuel, who's the designer of the house, and myself, we were trying to promote this idea of, we're going to go through the at the climax of the film, when Mrs. Freeling, the mother, falls into the pool and the body's coming up. We want to start there. We want to go through the pool, underground, and then up into the house. And we raised a lot of eyebrows. We really had to sell that one, but it ended up working. And I'm glad that people had faith that would be a good choice, and it turned out being a lot of fun and a great way to enter the story.
I just hope you didn't go as authentic as the film itself, because I remember reading some trivia about Poltergeist this week that apparently it was cheaper for them to use actual skeletons than create plastic ones for that scene in the film, so they used real skeletons.
That is true. That's real trivia from the film, and we do not have real skeletons. I'm sorry to say,
That's
but
the official
the
line.
ones we have come to life and try to eat you. So.
Awesome.
Even better. Yes. So you know what? You wondered the other day what happens to guests that misbehave.
Maybe that's what it is. Yeah.
Oh, I love Poltergeist.
Yes.
Right, let's talk original houses then. So Seeds of Extinction, Scary Tales, Carnival Graveyard, Dead Exposure, and Slaughter Cinema.
Mm-hmm.
Now, getting to play around with your own creations, that must give you way more scope to create your own house. But I'm guessing that they come with their own challenges.
Absolutely. We have the homegrown IPs, as we like to call them. Dead Exposure is a prequel/sequel to a house we did 10 years ago. And so you're in Paris when the zombie outbreak happens. And so we have to be true to our own story also. We have to go back and research what we did, what that backstory was for that. And so that was a lot of fun. Same with Scary Tales. We've had different iterations of Scary Tales, and this time we took it from the L. Frank Baum, the author, who came up with the Wonderful Wizard of Oz books. And so we based off of that, the Wicked Witch of the West. She takes over the fairylands and from that way. But we've told Scary Tales in a lot of different ways. But I mean, the house is gorgeous. I got to tell you guys, just to make you sad. When you walk around the corner, we've created this huge castle, and then the witch is flying in the air, casting spells, and just these cannons are going off and lights and everything as she casts spells at the guests. It's an amazing sight.
Oh, I really wanted to do that.
Well, you've kind of experienced Scary Tales because it was part of Jack Presents 25 Years of Monsters of Mayhem.
I know, but Wizard of Oz and especially the Wicked Witch.
I know.
I'm going to pout a lot now,
I know Dead Exposure again. You mentioned that one. That's one I know. Darren and Nina and Travis from our Dead Man's Digest crew. That was one they were really raving about because I know me personally. I'm a sucker for strobe mazes, and apparently it's used for amazing effect in that house.
Yeah, we basically built the house, decored it as usual, but then we went back and painted everything black. The whole place is completely painted black. You go back in with invisible UV and then paint the leading edge, or say if there was a wall of bricks, we would maybe paint 10 of the bricks. You go through, and then with lightning strikes, or however the strobe is justified, it might be lightning or different things like that. It lightens up the room for that brief moment, and then it goes completely black again. So, you'll get to see the streets of Paris or the catacombs or the subways how we want you to see it, and from the angle we want you to see it. And then it goes black, and all of a sudden the lightning strikes again, and there's a zombie right next to you attacking you. And then it goes black again, and then it's gone. And you don't know where it's going to come from again. So it's a really neat effect.
It is. It works sort of because obviously that flash in your eyes and literally everything is pitch black at that point.
Yeah. Zombies are my
thing as well. Yeah, it doesn't give your eyes time to adjust.
Yeah. I remember when we came over for 25, one of the things we did Insidious, which was one of my favourite houses that year.
Yeah, that was so much fun.
We did it on the last night we were there, and we did it first thing we did. So we were outside in the daylight. Going into that house, not coming in from the dark, I could not see a thing, and it made that house was creepy anyway. Oh my God, I could not see a thing.
The best bit of that was actually after you've left and you think you're safe and you're coming up the path.
Lipstick demon.
Yeah. And me and my friend were gripping onto each other. It was so funny. I love things like that.
That's one of my favorite things to see is walking through the houses. Sometimes I'll wait by the entrance because I have to go into the house, but I'll wait and try to get behind a group that's just freaking out with just the music. I'm like, oh, this will be a good move, but I get right behind them. That's always fun.
We are gigglers, aren't we?
Yes.
We go through, just try to take in as much detail as we can because we really appreciate it. And we just go through with huge grins on our faces.
Oh, so good. So obviously creating the event this year, Charles, there must have been one house you kind of said there that you like to get in behind people. There must have been one house that was created that you were more excited to see guests go through more than any other. And we've kind of already mentioned it with the facades, but I know a lot of people raved about the paddle steamer in Dead Waters. Is there a set piece in a house this year that rivals that?
I will say, instead of a set piece, I will say the set of Carnival Graveyard, Rust in Pieces, is really interesting. It's again, just to make you guys feel bad for not attending this year, it is something we've never done before, where you can actually go into a scene and see forward into other scenes, and then also turn around and see back other scenes, because we've skinned both sides of the walls, and it's twisting and turning. You encounter scene, I believe, 4 different times from different vantage points.
Interesting.
It's something we've never done before. It's very different and interesting way, and it gives a true expanse. Instead of closing things off so you're only in a corridor-based house, you are actually seeing, you just see this expanse of the of this it's not a junkyard, but kind of that carnival graveyard, the salvage yard, if you will. It's really neat.
That's cool.
I like that idea.
Interesting. I love innovation in houses. Again, going back to 25, there was something in the Purge house that I'd never seen before, and it blew me away. Darren, our other co-host, was like, he'd been 11 times before we came over for 25 that year, and he was desperate to tell me this one thing, but he didn't want to. And we went through the Purge house, and I have never seen a scene in any haunted maze before where I was walking along, and a girl was just stood at the side, and she's like, "Oh, sorry, do you mind if I cut in? I've lost my friends." And I didn't think anything of it, because I was just totally engrossed going through the house. Then we rounded the corner. The next thing, scare actor comes out, grabs her, slits her throat, and pulls her behind. I was like, "Oh my God, that was amazing!"
Yeah, we're trying different new things every year, and that's one of my favorites. Yeah, I did like that house, and it shocked a lot of people. That was great. But this year, like I said, we're trying different new things with 10 houses. We got 5 street zones. Of course, I always kind of say 5.5 or 6 because we got the roaming chainsaw hordes, which is always amazing. And then the Academy of Villains show is just full energy. That crew is dynamic. They're the hardest working entertainers I've ever met. And it's one intense show, so it's great. We got a really good lineup this year.
Not to rub it in even more.
I know. Just before I go to my next question, actually, you've just prompted something there. The roaming chainsaw hordes. I have a question.
Okay.
Do they have specific directions just to loiter outside the ladies' restrooms, especially when I'm just coming out of the restroom? It seemed to be every time.
Well, then you should be okay. We actually don't direct them to do that, but I will say that instincts do take over.
Yes.
Yes.
Those guys are really good.
They are.
I've got to say, it's one of the few things that actually really does make me jump and get my heart racing. It's brilliant.
It's funny, a thing about chainsaws, everyone just seems to have this ingrained fear of them.
Well, it's a wise fear.
Well, I suppose it is, yeah.
They are quite dangerous. The scare zones are looking awesome this year.
They do look awesome
They look
this year.
amazing. As you mentioned before, Killer Clowns from Outer Space, that seems to be the sleeper hit.
Everyone, yeah.
See, Killer Clowns for me, that was where my fear of clowns came from, because I was quite young when I saw it. And I haven't seen it three or 4 weeks ago. I now absolutely just love it for what it is. And I'm not scared of clowns anymore. Hang on, I think I may have just given Mr. Charles Gray a bit of a...
Yes, I'm going to see clowns next year.
Right. Remove all my images off social media so I can't be targeted next year by clowns.
Clowns it is.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, we try to get... whatever scares people, there's something for everybody, most definitely.
Absolutely.
I mean, some people are scared of werewolves or vampires or clowns, whatever it might be. There is whatever that thing is that scares you, it's here.
Oh, yes. So, yeah, each zone is totally unique, which, it
this
always
year,
is.
definitely, I think, more than a lot of years. They're very, very
I'm always
different.
a huge fan of the Central Park, whatever's in there, because it's so organic looking, all the vegetation, and it's always not only terrifying, but it's also beautiful.
Yeah, I agree.
It's just always gorgeous there. And I got to tell you, one of the coolest zones for me personally is Vamp 85 because I love that 80s music, and it's so much fun. People are going in there and for the scares, but they're also going in there just to party.
Yeah.
Having a great time in there. It's fun.
I'm such an 80s girl. I'm not happy. So yes, you just mentioned we've got Vamp 85, the Chucky Encounter and Curse of Chucky. I'm quite pleased I'm
Which
not
is
there for that
awesome.
one
That is
because that
so
one is really
cool.
creepy. So in your opinion, how much do you feel that the scare zones are adding to the overall event this year?
Quite a bit. I mean, I think they've, our scare zones are always, it's the first thing you see and it's the last thing you see.
Yeah.
That's true,
when you
yes.
come into the event. And I think we acknowledge that. We want to leave you with that, you're at the exit, you're leaving, but is that thing following me?
I like
so,
I must admit.
and also when you come in, we have it right there for you to encounter as you enter.
Absolutely.
And I have to say that the show direction and design team have really done a great job with the look of the street zones this year. You mentioned the Chucky zone, and some of those toys, they're kind of a throwback to the 80s toys. It's a lot of fun and just so disturbing.
Yes, I saw Operation.
A giant baby walking around in diapers that just gets me every time I walk through that zone.
That's just creepy.
Yeah, the real life operation is quite an interesting one.
Yes, and the Easy Bake Oven knockoff there is just, it's disgusting. It's awesome. I love it.
I love stuff like that.
I love how the scare zones are not just a place to get scares now. I love how they've become sort of interactive, immersive theatre as much as a scare zone now. And I'm a massive fan of that in
That's where I
scare
was going.
attractions. And I love that's what a lot of them have become now.
Yeah, so it's more of a destination rather than a entertaining
Yeah.
corridor, which I've seen people treat them like that before, which annoys me.
Going
Upsets
into
me.
that then, Charles, was that an organic thing or was that something you decided to come up with over the years? Because I know Laura Wallace is the one that does a lot of the scare zone stuff, isn't she?
Yeah, her and Blake Braswell. He's
yes.
kind of headed the streets, and I know that he has a lot of past resume, I guess you would say, with that kind of interactive theater, and so he really gets with the characters, really comes up with the backstories for each individual character and what they're doing there, and I think that adds a nice layer to it. He does a great job, and those characters work really hard, and they really embrace their characters. There's one of the ladies is a news reporter from the 80s in Vamp 85, and she's totally taken that to the next level. She's like interviewing guests as they come through, and it's a lot of fun. So they really embrace that.
Yeah, I think that, like you said, the scare zones I think now have become as much a destination as the houses have. I think people hang out in the scare zones as much as they want to go in the houses because they have become more than just a zone to walk through and get scared.
Absolutely.
It's phenomenal, and it just makes me even sadder. Right, I've got an interesting question here, and I don't know whether you'll answer it or not.
Oh.
But going back to the IP houses a little bit, Charles, obviously this year you've got
right.
Trick or Treat as a house, which was a scare zone last
Correct.
year.
Mm-hmm.
So if people want a hint at what might be coming down the line for Halloween Horror Nights in future years, would they potentially get a little hint at scare zones? In other words, do you think the scare zones could become a test bed for future houses?
Are you trying to get me in trouble?
I think the line broke up then, didn't
I will
it?
say Trick or Treat. I think it was so amazing, and I think yes, we turned it into a house, and it deservedly so. It is one of the best haunted houses we've ever made. It has great facades in there, the look, the character, Sam. I mean, I love that film.
Yeah.
And you never know. I don't think we ever close the door on a good idea.
Yes.
So whether it'll be a hint or not, that's up for you to debate. But I will say that when something hits, we do take notice of that.
Well, all I'll say is Killer Clowns next year. Wouldn't be
that
averse
could
to
actually
that.
be quite an
I think
interesting
it'd be an
house,
awesome
actually.
house with an actual ice cream van at the end where you can buy ice
Yes.
creams,
Ah.
just to calm your nerves.
Or cotton candy, that'd be yummy.
Yeah,
Yes,
even
yes.
better. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or both.
The Trick or Treat seems to lend itself so well to the scare zone, but the house as well. When you look at it being an anthology film, it gives you so much to play around with in a house.
And lots of amazing character design in there
Yes.
too. our makeup and costuming team did an amazing job this year. I mean, they knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
They're so good, and the craftsmanship is amazing. And I think, as much as we put details into the houses, like the decor team's great. They put a lot of detail in there. If you ever get a chance, when you're in the streets, especially, you get that up close look. There's so many details that even go in with the painting of the mask. It would be easy just to quickly reproduce a mask, but they do so many just layers and washes and things to the makeup and mask that just look great, and you can tell the craftsmanship of that team is out of this world.
And I think that's what sets Halloween Horror Nights apart from
all of them.
pretty much every other haunt, to be honest.
Yeah, and they're great to work with too. I mean, there's so many talented people that work on this event. There's a lot of passion, and we all are running the same race. We all have the same goal, and so yeah, it's great.
Awesome.
Well, I've got to say, from the visitor standpoint, it's very much appreciated, and we do notice these details.
Yes.
And speaking of details, actually, do you like that segue?
Yeah.
I don't often do segues. So, final question already.
I know.
Wow. Can you give our listeners a little hint or a secret? A little nod or
Easter egg
something.
they're called
Yes, an
nowadays,
Easter egg,
aren't
yes. To look out for that perhaps hasn't been mentioned in Internet land yet.
Because I'm hearing there's a lot of nods to past houses in Carnival Graveyard, specifically
Do you want to lead our guest?
Ghost Town, I know.
Yeah,
Charles may
there's
have a
also a lot in
favourite.
Seeds of Extinction also. Because everything in Seeds of Extinction is covered in this vinage and roots. And if you look in between the vinage and roots, of course, not touching anything.
Yes.
Oh,
You only look with your eyes.
Yeah.
You will see a lot of neat things there. In the convenience store. The convenience store is called the Lightning Gulp, which is, again, a tribute to Ghost Town.
Awesome.
And the character, the miner who was famous for in that house, makes an appearance on the door, too, as the Lightning Gulp character.
Cool.
It's the 144-ouncer, I think they call it.
Cool. I love
that
those
is
little
awesome.
nods for
Yeah.
the proper Horror Nights nerds. It's just amazing.
We love it.
Brilliant.
Hey, it's fans creating for fans.
Well, that's...
Yeah.
And again, I think that's what makes it stand out, absolutely.
Yes. Yeah, the love comes across. It's,
Yeah.
the love and the passion that's put into it, it does come across.
Absolutely. It's so great that you guys are going to be visiting this year. That's me being cruel again.
Yes, it is. I was just starting to like you as well. I don't know.
Don't forget, though, we are
So
coming
I look
over
forward
next
to you
year
guys
and we
visiting
will,
us in the future, most
Oh,
definitely.
yes.
we will hunt you down next year, sir.
In a nice way.
Charles, it's been awesome to talk Halloween Horror
really
Nights
has.
here. It's I could talk about this, even though we don't always get to experience it. I could talk about it forever, and
We get excited every year, don't we?
and it looks like this year's event's been another amazing year, and looking forward to you topping it next year and the year after.
Yes. We will be there to
Well, I
judge
look forward to
in person.
talking to you guys again.
Oh yes, cool, brilliant. Thanks, Charles.
Thank you.
All right. That was quite the interview. It must have made you feel a little bad for not being out there, right?
Especially when he kept bringing it up every 5 minutes.
Salt in the wound.
As I said to him, I will find you next year and I will hunt you down, sir. No, it
Little
was
taken action.
Oh, it's so good to sit down with the people who create this event and hear the passion that they
Yeah.
have for it.
Yeah.
Because as Charles said to us, it's fans doing it for fans.
Mm-hmm. It's also nice to be able to thank them in person
Yes.
for it. So,
Yeah.
my mother brought me up right. Yeah. But yeah, he was awesome.
Yeah, I like Charles.
It was, so much fun. Even if he was mean.
Well, hopefully he gave you the little kick to make sure you do not miss next year.
Oh,
right?
wait. It is.
Yeah.
I think there was threats
I
made,
think
wasn't there?
It's happening.
Yeah, shots fired.
At least promised me, so it's definitely happening.
It has to happen. Michelle would
Yeah.
string me up at this point if it didn't happen.
She would.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap up the show for this episode. So thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. And, for Lee, Tracey, and myself, Chris. We'll talk to you next time.
Cut, print. That's a wrap for another episode of the unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Never miss a show by subscribing on Apple Podcasts and leave us a rating and review while you're there. Not an Apple user? You can listen on Stitcher, Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio, or your podcatcher of choice. Email us any questions or comments to podcast@uuopodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, YouTube, Instagram, and Pinterest. Just search UUO Podcast. Keep up with the latest news, rumors, and updates on our blog at uuopodcast.com. Thanks for listening. See you next week.